In Poland, a general strike has begun in the southern province of Jelenia Góra. This latest development has been discussed at a top-level meeting of the Polish Communist Party in Warsaw. Tim Sebastian reports.
Poland's communist leaders arrived at the Central Committee for the latest in a long line of crisis sessions. They wanted to delay it, but time was running out. The most immediate challenge to them has come from Lech Wałęsa's union in the southern city of Jelenia Góra. Despite his appeals, the general strike went ahead with more than 400 factories hit. Wałęsa, who faced a barrage of criticism, had tried to instill a more moderate approach. He told the men their demands were coming at a bad time. With tension growing in the south, the strikes have attracted widespread public support. Messages of sympathy have come in from workers throughout the region. At least 3 other areas have said they'll stage warning strikes later in the week if the government doesn't sign an agreement.
The chairman of the 92 Football League clubs have agreed to some revolutionary changes in league soccer from next season. The scoring system will be altered to give 3 points for a win, not 2 as now, and they've also agreed to introduce Sunday football on a limited basis, possibly from next weekend. The 92 chairman, at their special meeting in Solihull, also decided on a new system to cut down the quick turnover of soccer managers. Henceforth, clubs can approach other clubs' managers only outside the soccer season. The Coventry chairman expects the change in the scoring system to cause most discussion.
I think they went for that because they thought that the time had come in the game for change. It needed new impetus in certain directions, and that was a gentle move in the right direction. And they felt that it would enable them to promote the league when it started next season, or when it starts next season, in September. Nice long rest, and go in with a bang with the brand new 1981 Football League with 3 points for a win. Just think of that.
The world-famous D'Oyly Carte Opera Company says it'll have to close down in July unless sponsors are found. The Arts Council is refusing a grant, and in a report describes the company's performances as wooden and tired. And so today, members of the company tried to get the decision reversed with the help of a vintage bus. Richard Whitmore reports.
For more than 100 years, the D'Oyly Carte Company has catered for fans of Gilbert and Sullivan operettas. They still pack theatres on provincial tours, but despite private sponsorship, the large company is costly to run and is now losing £4,000 a week. They claim that by refusing a grant, the Arts Council hasn't acknowledged the important tradition of Gilbert and Sullivan.
I was furious with the whole thing, and I still am.
Would you say you were wooden?
No, we're definitely not wooden. We're traditionalists. Maybe that's what they call wooden. They do it with us doing our traditional movements and our traditional style on stage. I mean, I don't see that we are wooden at all.
At the House of Lords, a welcome from 2 ardent supporters and trustees, Sir Harold Wilson and Lord Elwyn Jones. Then, a final attempt to reach the ears of the genuine noble lords inside the House, to persuade them that an Arts Council grant should be forthcoming.
And now here are some of the main news points again, with subtitles for the hard of hearing. Mrs. Shirley Williams has decided to resign from her position on the National Executive of the Labour Party. Mrs. Williams, who's a founder member of the newly formed Council for Social Democracy, will explain her resignation later tonight. She's been under pressure to declare her intentions since the last executive meeting nearly 2 weeks ago. The Reverend Ian Paisley has taken another step in his campaign to keep the Irish government out of any discussions on the future of Northern Ireland. He's seeking signatures for an Ulster Declaration similar to the Loyalists' Ulster Covenant, signed in 1912. There's been a last-minute delay over the expected release of the 4 Britons being held in Iran. It was hoped they'd be freed in time to catch the morning plane from Tehran, but it left without them. The Minister responsible for the civil service, Lord Soames, has told the 9 civil service unions that the government won't accept their 15% pay claim. Ansell's Brewery in Birmingham is closing down after a 3-week strike by production workers led to a beer shortage in the Midlands. Allied Breweries, the owners, say 600 jobs will be lost, although a date for the shutdown hasn't been fixed. A limited number of league football matches could be played on Sundays from as early as next weekend. It's one of several changes announced today by the Football League chairman, who are seeking ways of making the game more attractive. That's all from us for the present. Newsnight is at 10:50. We'll take a look at the weather chart.
Tonight there'll be further rain or snow over central and southeastern parts of England before clearer and drier weather spreads from the west to most places by dawn. Apart from a few wintry showers elsewhere, it will be dry overnight, but all parts will become frosty with some icy roads by morning. Tomorrow will be a cold day with a northerly wind, but many places will stay dry and quite sunny. However, snow showers are once again likely, mainly near north-facing coasts. Maximum temperatures will be around 4 degrees centigrade, 39 Fahrenheit generally, and that's the forecast. In Horizon tonight, a portrait of the scientist Edward Teller, called by many the father of the hydrogen bomb.
A stands for atom. It is so small, no one has ever seen it at all. B stands for bombs. The bombs are much bigger. So, brother, do not be too fast on the trigger.
1954, and the U.S. prepared to set off a nuclear explosion that would dwarf the atomic blast at Hiroshima and Nagasaki to the category of small firecrackers. The hydrogen bomb, unleashing the terrible powers of the sun, lay in waiting for the final seconds of the countdown.
Edward Teller is the man most singly responsible for developing the hydrogen bomb for the West.
Horizon tonight at 9:35 on BBC2. And now on to some concern over Basil in his manic mismanagement of the hotel known as Fawlty Towers.